computer utility.
Right,
We scheduled 2 learning sessions, right?
right.
Right.
Yep. Well, in fact, we first started using Skype, I think, and later we went to Google Hangout, and then
Yep.
we went to Discord. And each time we did a test to make sure it would work before we tried to actually use it.
And sometimes it worked first time, and each time we had people who told us how easy it was, and we said, "Yeah, we'll try it."
Well, evidently these were all tested to actually go, and then it decided once we got started, it wasn't going to go.
Oh,
Of course it did.
Okay. Uh, how about it?
Okay. Are we live?
You are live now.
We are live.
hey,
Okay. Again,
Okay, I think this is. But
you were in the audience.
right, Mary,
hi.
tell them the date of this.
Oh, yes. Um, what is the date?
That's the 1953.
Oh, this, yes. The thing currently on display was written in 1953 and contributed to the Spectator Amateur Press Society, also known as SAPS. You can look up APA, APA, or Amateur Press Association in Wikipedia.
And say who wrote it.
And this was written by Poole and Karen Anderson. Probably most of the text here is by Karen.
But the song
The song
in
is,
it.
Song is jointly Poole and Karen, right?
Mhm.
Hey, and welcome to Filk 101. For those of you that don't know what Filk is, we are going to explain it today.
Okay, now introduce yourself again.
Right. I'm Barry Gold. I joined fandom in 1964, which makes me pretty old in fandom these days. And I started filking in 1965 when Bruce published the first volume of the Filk Song Manual, which eventually got to be 4 volumes.
And you got your first guitar.
I got my first guitar in 1973, and it's still the guitar I use. Its name is now Dodie, but it didn't reveal its name to me until sometime in the 2000s. And also, I should note that my wife Lee and I are members of the Filk Hall of Fame, and we have been Filk guests of honor at a Boscone.
Distinguished Filkers.
It says Filk guests of honor.
Whatever.
And I'm Shanae Ray Spano. I first learned about Filk when I met my friends, the Whistlers, because my friend Jean had a bunch of Filk tapes. And by later that year, after getting involved with Star, met the group Windborne and started going to house Filks. So, which have been sorely lacking in San Diego for the last few years, but are still active up in the LA area. So I had heard Filk before that, but hadn't known it since some of it actually ends up on Dr. Demento. But my first introduction to it was in 1988. And I've dabbled in helping write a few Filks and writing an original Filk.
Right. Filk can be defined as the folk music of the science fiction fan community, although it's actually expanded from there because the SCA, which of course grew out of SF fandom, also has their own Filks, and furry fandom has its own Filk, and just about every an anime fandom has its own Filk. And as far as I can tell, there's a whole lot of technology the science fiction fandom developed and then sprouted everywhere. And so there's all these different fandoms, and all of them use the technology, including the word Filk, and how to run an amateur convention that SF fandom developed. I also have my own favorite circular definition of Filk. A folk song is what Filkers perform at a Filk circle. A Filk circle is where Filkers sing Filk songs. And a Filker is someone who sings folk songs at a Filk circle. Actually, that also include reciting poetry.
Yeah.
And there are Filk conventions.
Yes, there are.
And but one of the big ones is actually going on concurrently with us today, Ohio Valley Filk Festival. And I believe that's the home of the awards, the Pegasus Awards, correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, which are the basically the Grammys of Filk.
Yes.
Do we know when did the Pegasus Awards start? I know it was quite a while back because I know that one of my favorites to sing.
Well, if you like, I will go look it up, because it's not that hard.
Except if I go look it up, we'll actually be sharing my screen. But yeah, I know that
I might have the ability to get to my
yeah.
You want
browser.
me to go check?
No, I'll just look here. And going to
Wikipedia.
Pegasus Awards. And there's the Pegasus Awards website. And nominees by year. So the first year is 1984.
1984. Wow. So been going on for a good long time, but halfway through the history of Filk, I guess.
Right. And Filk includes a lot of different types. It's when Karen first wrote that article that's on the screen, it mostly referred to parodies. Grab some song that everybody knows and write new words to it. And sometimes to make fun of it, sometimes to make fun of something else, and sometimes just to use the tune for a whole new purpose. Now it includes many songs with their own original tunes, as well as a certain amount of poetry.
Barry?
Yeah.
Remember setting tunes to songs, to poems in science fiction books?
Oh, yeah, that's right. People have also done, that's another type of Filk. People have taken songs that appeared in science fiction books and set music to them.
Thunder and Roses, Tolkien songs.
Yeah. The Rivendell Suite is settings for most of the poems that appear in Lord of the Rings, done by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Thank you. And Bruce Pells wrote tunes for the Green Hills of Earth and
Grand Canal.
And the Grand Canal, which appear in the Green Hills of Earth short story novelette, I'm not sure which, by Heinlein about the singer, wine singer of the Spaceways, Riesling.
And then there's some Filk songs that are stories in themselves that don't have any books or movies that actually, so they are the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because isn't Dawson's Christian is itself the story, and Temper of Revenge as well by
Yes.
also just they are the story that aren't supported by anything else. And I know that
well, The Designer by Jordan Kerr is the story all by itself, and not particularly related to anything in particular. And what's that McQuillan song? Fuel to Feed the Drive is a story in a song that has not appeared anywhere else. It's just the song is what it is.
So sometimes some of these Filks are the story themselves, which is kind of cool because you can tell there's a story there, but there is no literature or film that represents them. Although a lot of Filk comes from people's love of literature that they read or shows that they watch. So a lot of Filks are homage, so to speak, to our fanish pursuits.
Yes. How about if I get into different kinds of circles?
Like a good idea.
Probably the oldest type is the bardic, otherwise referred to as pick, pass, or perform. So people sit in a roughly circular arrangement. It doesn't matter if it's really circle or if it's a kind of an ellipse or something looking more like an amoeba. And basically the turn passes either to the left or to the right. And whose ever turn it is can sing something or recite a poem, perform basically, or even just play an instrumental. Or they can pass saying, oh, I'm not going to do anything this time. Or they can ask somebody else to do something, which is the pick option. There's also an older form that isn't much seen now, but well, okay. There's the concert. I forgot to include that. It's not a circle per se, but it's actually the oldest form I know of. You get somebody up on stage somewhere or something like that, and they sing however many songs they feel like, and people sit and listen and sometimes sing along.
And then there's
Then there's chaos. In chaos, basically somebody does a song or poem, etc., and then when they're done, somebody somehow claims the right to do the next thing, and so forth. Chaos tends to favor people with instruments because somebody finishes and you grab your guitar and you play a couple of chords, and that gets everybody's attention and they know you're going to sing. If you don't have an instrument, wave your hands wildly in the air or stand up. Standing up gets people's attention generally. And chaos does favor better known singers, singers with more chutzpah. So in terms of fairness, bardic is probably the fairest. And chaos is the one that usually runs most smoothly. There's also the poker chip circle, which was invented by my wife, Lee. Lee, come over where the camera can see you.
hi.
Hi. So basically, you give everybody a poker chip, or sometimes 3 or more of different colors, whatever. So let's say the first round is going to be white. So everybody has a poker chip. And if you want to perform, you toss a poker chip onto the floor. And then you either sing or recite or ask somebody to sing or recite. So basically that's your turn. And when all white chips are gone, then you might go on to the red chips and then to the blue chips. And it can be any token you like as long as it's reasonably distinctive. And there's a domino circle. In a domino circle, each song has to be related in some way to the one that preceded it. You can be on the same topic. You can use the same tune. You can grab a word from the title and do another song using that word that has that word in its title. But there needs to be some connection to it, just like playing dominoes. You know, if there's you have to find an open end. If you want to play a 6, you have to find an open end with a 6 to put next to it. And those are the kinds of circles I'm aware of. Oh, I should mention one other thing. San Diego invented an interesting version of the bardic circle. San Diego fandom. It's the same idea, pick, pass, or perform, but let's say the turn comes to you and you're not prepared. You haven't got a song picked out. You need to go to the bathroom. You're tuning your guitar or whatever. You say time gash and pass it to the next person. And then when you're ready, you collect your turn as soon as the person currently performing is done.
Of course, since I started down here in San Diego, which is the form that I am most familiar with, is the bardic with the time cache in it.
Yes.
Yep.
I think it works quite well.
I think so too.
Right. Oh, Lee reminded me of one other one, the hymnal circle. In the hymnal circle, basically somebody brings a whole lot of books. Maybe the one I'm most familiar with was done at Boscone, and it always involved the Nespa hymnal. 1 and 2. And so basically they'll just pass out a copy to everybody, and then somebody will call for a song and give the page number, and usually there'll be a leader with an instrument, and that person will then sing and play the song, and everybody will sing along. And if nobody asks for something, then the leader will come up with something, and basically you just keep it going for however much time is allotted. Usually dominoes. What am I here? Hymnal circles are usually either 1 or 2 hours. For one thing, having to sing for more than 1 or 2 hours is really hard on the host.
Which means you really want more people to sing and not just one person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got hooked into one at a Boston or Aresia, one of the 2 Boston conventions, for 2 hours, and my voice was tired at the end.
Okay.
I can imagine.
Someone else talk.
Janae, you got something to say?
I was going to say, one of the things that I do know, for those that have never sat in a circle, you don't need to know any of the songs. You don't even have to have any of the Filk books to do anything. When it gets to your turn, you can always request a subject. Somebody will find something, because being fans, there is a good chance, unless it is extremely brand new, there is a Filk out there that will match the fandom you've got, or the subject that you throw out there. I think and if you've got a well enough established Filk circle with a lot of people, especially experienced singers, sometimes people can even throw out anything. I believe it was one December one, my friend John Whistler threw out, sing the Hallelujah chorus. And being there was a bunch of us that had been in choir before, we broke out into it in all 4 parts, and then looked at him and said, never do that again.
Yeah.
But there was enough of us that had been trained in that song because of choir over the years, that when he did that, we went ahead and gave it to him. Yep. But we told him never do it again.
I rather like it, actually. But
it does require enough people that know all the parts.
Yes.
Not an easy song to say.
That's difficult.
But yeah, I think we did rather good with what he did to us. But we rose to the challenge, and we gave it to him. So yeah. So you don't have to know the songs. You don't have to be actually familiar to join in the circle. The more the merrier, and we love it when new people join the circle.
Yes.
So we can pass this on, and hopefully someday, if some of you out here are in San Diego, once COVID is over, hopefully someday we can get enough people to actually start doing house Filks again, because we used to do them, but we got to such a small number of us that we kind of fell out of doing them locally. Although there are still a handful of us Filkers here in San Diego. So hopefully some of you out there that are new, this will interest you. Please do come to the Filk tonight.
Sure.
Oh, yes. Actually, no, I should go into more words first.
Okay.
Okay. Some more words. Pizza song. Any song over about 5 minutes long would be considered a pizza song, and very least you should give warning before doing one or asking for one. Basically, the idea is it's long enough to order a pizza, have it delivered, and sing and eat it before the song is over. If you did all the verses, if you did Horse Tamer's Daughter with a chorus after every verse, it would come pretty close to that.
Or the Filk version of Lord of the Dance with all of its verses.
Yep.
Or, God help us, the real old time religion.
500 plus verses.
No, Don Boardman has over 900 before he died.
Is he still? I don't think he's dead yet.
I believe John Boardman is dead.
I don't think
keeps
so.
growing.
He went to a home
Oh, okay.
for the aged, but I haven't heard of his dying.
Right. Os. This arises from the idea that some songs are less os and some are more os. Songs that are very sad, where the hero comes to a nasty end, Um,
And so do all his friends and relatives
yes, right. Um,
and dogs.
my my prototypical one is the Ballad of Ian the Grim, which is about a character in the Dorsey series, uh, which I summarize as everybody dies and your little dog too. And then there's Cheerios, which is a very unhappy song sung to a cheery tune and done in a way that you just can't help laughing. I can't think of an example right now, however.
Oh, well.
Um, and that's the words I jotted down to define. Janae?
Well, let's see. There, for those that are new to Filk, there are Filk publications. Lee still runs Xenophilica, which is still ongoing. Some of them were particular to conventions, some of which are gone now, and so you can't really get hold of those. However, you can look up a bunch of Filk online. Some, if you know the title of a song, you can find it. There's also, besides Filk, there's also what we call found Filk. It's not necessarily Filk, but it still falls into what fans like. It might have a fantasy or science fiction type theme to it. So some of it is actual folk music, some of it is actual popular music, but we latch onto it because it still has that thread of what we consider, Filk for us. So there is found Filk, besides doing original tunes or and who's playing a video game?
Not here.
That is weird. I have no idea where that sound is coming from. But so yeah, there is found Filk, there is original Filk, there is parody Filk. Weird Al doesn't like to be called Filk, although some of his stuff is definitely more Filk because it is science fiction based, such as I Think I'm a Clone Now or The Saga Begins, where most of his stuff is just pure parody. But he of course considers himself a parody singer rather than a folk singer. There must be something. Oh, there's an ad going off in my thing. That's what it is. We are going to just shut that. Okay. I found where that was, and now let me get back to what I was sharing. There we go. Whoops. Okay. Darn ads. All right. So those are the different types of Filk. Like I said, found, original, parody, and there are a lot of Filk groups out. Some have come, some have gone. There's an organization out there that'll bring Filkers from all around the world, which is Interfilk.
Yes.
Which is really a great thing because they will bring people from other countries, because despite the fact that starting here at the World Science Fiction Convention, this has actually spread throughout the world. So there are Filkers in other countries, which is there's a great community. So we do have foreign Filkers, and Interfilk is a great organization that through auctions raises money to bring Filkers to other conventions, mostly Filk conventions, or a convention that's got a strong Filk track. They will help bring people here. Does anybody know what's happening with Concord? I know that they were talking about possibly moving it to Arizona and restarting it.
Nothing
Not yet.
Last I heard from Nick, Concord is not being run and has no plans to be run.
Oh, okay. Because I know he said something about possibly, when I talked to him one time about that it might possibly get picked up with an Arizona convention, which is kind of sad because that was our Southern California convention.
Yes.
Nothing new on the Concord. LAPA is still going on. Barry, could you bring up the LAPA page?
I will bring up the LAPA page and read you the URL.
Okay.
https:// Concord, concord.org/LAFAAD.html.
Okay, but again, I'm a little slow. So HTTPS.
Concord.org,
Spell Concord.
CONCHORD .org
Uh-huh.
/LAFAAD.
AFA.
There's three A's in that word. LAFA ad, as in LAFA advertisement. So LAFAAD.html.
Okay, now bring up LAFA.
I have LAFA up.
Okay.
Oops.
And
Okay.
that's
I
every
did
month.
something wrong. That didn't work. So it was HTTPS.
Hold on, I'm going to paste it into the chat window.
Okay. Let's see, where's the chat? There's a little chat.
There.
Where's my chat window? Where's my chat window?
Click, move your thing around, and you'll see chat in the bottom or top, wherever you have.
Yeah, I'm not. Maybe it's over record. For some reason, chat is not popping up, and I don't know why.
Well, maybe because you're sharing your screen.
Might be because I'm sharing my screen. So I might have to unshare to find it. So stop share. Okay, now go to chat. There we go. Now I can actually do the chat. And now I'll go select and then put that in here.
And Concord is every month.
You mean LAFA?
LAFA is every month.
Right,
I beg your pardon.
We have a house fill almost every month. I can't remember the last time we missed.
I hate it when it doesn't copy. Okay, so copy.
The next one will be the Saturday preceding Thanksgiving in Torrance.
Well, it's Zoomed.
Zoomed, yes, that's true. It will be. The host will be in Torrance. The participants will be from all over. We've gotten people from Sacramento, from Phoenix,
From San Diego.
from San Diego. Absolutely, we get Karen Rogers as a regular now.
Yeah, and every once in a while she gives me the link because somehow I don't get the links at all. I guess I need to figure out how to get on that.
Well, we email people.
Okay, so I guess I gotta give you guys my email.
That would be nice. We'd love to have you.
Yes.
Okay, now let me go ahead and share my screen. Share.
Everybody should email Barry or me, and then we can tell them how to come to LAFA and sing with us. Or listen to us.
Yeah, because when Karen has given me the links, I've joined a couple of them, but until someone gives me the link, I don't actually have an in. So here's the information on the next one. So
right, and every month we sing.
Which is fun.
Right.
Yep. So this also, I guess, shows a bunch of the organizations, it looks like. Filkers Anonymous. Okay.
Yeah, Barry, look organized.
I'm organized.
Okay. And if anybody wants to try and find the actual page when you're watching, Lee and Barry's emails for this are down at the bottom. Those are good emails, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So those are emails that you can contact them to find out how to join the monthly Filks that are going on, the Concord Filks. Oh, we've got...
Now, just one thing, because this is being done by Zoom, this is one person singing at a time. We can't sing together.
Yes, that's one of the major disadvantages of Zoom. Because of the delay, attempt to sing along produces chaos. And when we were first
bad chaos.
When I was bad chaos. When we were first doing this, I tried singing harmony, and then I heard what it sounded like when somebody else was singing along with me, and I said, I'm not going to do that anymore.
When I realized there was a problem with that, the first one on the couple that I did join in on, I muted myself and sung along
That's what I
Yeah.
do too. Yep.
because the desire to sing along is still there, especially when you know, and especially when you're used to it. So yeah, I just mute myself and I sing along. But
That's
yes,
what we do too.
we can't all sing together,
Yep. Yep.
Well,
or at least
Unfortunately, we
not
cannot hear each
where
other's
everybody can
voices
hear
at
us.
the same time. I missed that.
Yeah, because as you said, Zoom unfortunately does have a lag, and the lag varies depending on people's connection to the internet. So some people have more of a lag than others, and so yeah, that can get really interesting. End up with quite an echo trying to listen to the songs, I imagine, if you had too many people singing along at once.
Yep.
So, how long has Xenophilica been running?
1983 was it?
I brought the next issue will be 194, and there's 6 a year. So it's been running for divide 6 into 194. That
That's quite a few years.
over 30 years.
And is Filker Up still running? I know that one came.
Filker Up only comes out when I've got 20 over 20 pages of very good songs. And very good songs. I have high standards. There have been 6 Filker Ups. I don't currently have enough songs for a 7th one. When I don't anticipate. I'm currently in my late 70s. I don't anticipate another Filker Up. If the muse comes by with a whip, it's possible, but I don't anticipate it.
It's a good long run, though. Xenophilica is a fun little. It's stapled. People can submit their songs to Lee.
Yeah, there are people from the United States and Canada and England and Norway and all over who are contributing.
And people can also submit artwork that's fantasy or science fiction related to Lee for the covers.
There are people who have all kinds of different songs. We have, not surprisingly, been getting a lot of COVID related songs lately, which is understandable. And I put them together in one section and then go on to the happier songs.
Yep.
Were you the one who compiled? You compiled the Bastard Children of Argo, right?
Well, I
No.
did that. That was a project I printed, but it was edited by the Creases.
Okay, so that was a joint with the Creases.
Yeah.
Random Factor still sells Filk
Tapes and DVDs, yes, they do.
Yeah, so Random Factors is a company that actually sells Filk. So if you are looking for Filk tapes and CDs, you can look up Random Factors.
Yeah. Although, of course, now John Creasy is dead.
Yeah.
So Mary is just doing this by herself, and she no longer maintains the webpage.
Ah, okay.
And you'd have to talk to Mary about. She is still selling CDs, but not as intensively.
So her son and daughter-in-law didn't take over any of it?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
She's doing that. And you can email her and see what she has for sale.
Okay. So there is a Filk page on there is a Filk page on Facebook that people can join where they can ask questions about Filk. and a lot of the Filk community is on there from all over the place.
There are two Filk pages on Facebook. Uh, One that is trying to get people to be polite, and one that doesn't have any standards. And Barry, can you remember, or should I go look them up?
I'm going to look them up myself right now.
One is Filker.
One is F is for Filker.
One is F is for Filker, and one is just Filker.
I knew about the Filker one because I'm on that one.
Okay, the other one is not.
There we go. Filker, and F is for Filker.
Right.
F is for Filker, I think, is the polite one.
F is for Filker is the polite one. They don't try to be pushy about it, but they will ask you politely not to insult people.
I haven't had too much trouble on Filker, but
No, Filker doesn't have standards.
I just haven't had any, I personally haven't had any trouble on it.
No, as I said, they don't try to tell you what to do.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant, in other words, I haven't run across anybody that had offended me.
No, we're all fairly nice about it, but I'm trying to explain that there is a difference in stance. There's also the Filk Marketplace, as I recall. Yes.
Let's see if we can find that one.
It's under Marketplace. I've got it tagged. I don't know.
Filk Marketplace. Here we go.
Yeah, where people go to advertise their stuff for sale, their CDs and so on for sale.
So that's another option for finding Filk. Sometimes you can, if you come across a Filk artist, sometimes you can look it up, and sometimes you can find tapes or CDs throughout the internet, depending on whether or not they've thrown them up there for everybody to be able to order from CD Baby or Amazon or other locations.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully
I should probably also mention Tim Griffin.
Oh, yes, please.
Tim Griffin writes what are basically Filk songs.
And cajoles school children into writing them.
Right, and then he goes to schools and he sings these songs to children to get them involved and to
get them to learn.
To get them to learn, because it turns out that listening to songs will it will help them remember it better than the conventional methods. Especially, of course, you can get them to sing along.
and
he's also a school teacher, so that helps.
No, he runs Griffin Publications.
Griffin something.
Griffin
Ed, I think it is.
Yeah, something like that.
Griffin ed.org. Let's see if that shows up. Maybe that's an O.
Oh.
Griffin Pop.
You could try looking for Tim Griffin on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
If you can't bring up his wonderful thing about the Constitution, you're not
Tim Griffith.
Tim Griffith, yes. Larry Niven's nephew.
No, that's not him. Okay, no. Let's go back to
Griffin.
Tim Griffin. Griffin, as in right.
I-N.
Yes.
Just like the hero in Dream Park.
He's quite entertaining too. He's a lot of fun.
There you go, Tim Griffith, musician. Have you looked for YouTube?
I'm on YouTube.
Okay,
but this doesn't look like his at all. Let's continue.
Try finding Tim Griffith Constitution.
Griffin.
Griffin, Constitution.
Oh, that looks like him, a picture of him. Hold on a minute.
Why did it get an E in there?
Okay, never mind. You're taking too long.
He doesn't do anything that complicated. Okay,
Try finding the Constitution. Try finding him singing the Constitution.
I can't. This is taking too long. Let's go back
Okay,
to
never mind then.
Zoom.
Okay, just go back.
Oh, looks like
Did you?
yes. Janae
That
found it.
would be him.
Okay,
Constitution
That is
of the by Tim Griffin. Yes.
that's the one.
Yep.
Play it.
Let's see if I
How much
can.
time do we have left?
We're at 2:48, so we're almost done. Let's see if I can actually go ahead and see if it'll play.
See if you can.
She's going to see if she can play it.
Okay. See if you can play.
It doesn't seem to want to play.
Oh well.
What?
Oh, I have to pay for it. That's why.
Oh.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mind paying for it.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Can you play it?
She's.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay.
There we go. Oh,
Should be free if you went to YouTube, or are we having
She's
we're
on
gonna have to
YouTube.
pay it?
Apparently, we have to pay for it.
Oh,
It's
we
on
have to
Amazon
pay
Music.
for it?
Yes.
It used to be free.
Yeah, I know.
with Amazon.
Oh,
I just bought it.
YouTube.
Tale of the frigate that secured our Navy's fame. A mighty ship of war and Constitution is her name. She was built of pine and Georgia oak to keep our country free. She's the mighty Constitution of the sea. With 450 sailors armed with cannons 44. But when she sailed,
Well,
she carried 50 guns or more, fitted out with copper hardware that was forged by Paul.
Sounds like something else is playing at the same time.
87 was the
No, it's the
year.
only thing playing. It's probably just kind of
Far and wide, Constitutions of the time, the power and the symbol of a free people's pride.
Oh my God! It's echo from me. I've got to mute myself.
People free. It's the Bill of Rights of land and Constitution of the sea. When some despot shuns our diplomats and no appeal he'll hear, he'll hasten to negotiate when Constitution's near. He will listen well to reason and he'll know the reason why, with the mighty Constitution standing by. And when it comes to piracy, she makes it plain as day. In Tunis and in Tripoli, no ransom will we pay. Honest merchants pay no tribute to the lords of Barbary, while the mighty Constitution's on the sea. So tell the tyrants far and wide, Constitution's on the tide, the power and the symbol of a free people's
I should
pride.
probably go ahead and stop this since we're not supposed to do a whole lot on here. But that definitely gives people an idea of, like I said, sometimes if you know the artist, this stuff is actually available out there. So if you're interested in filk music, pick all of the, if you find out somebody who's a filker, find out who the different artists are out there, and we can steer you towards their music. We can tell you the names of them, and like I said, some of them you'd have to are older stuff that was recorded in the past, and then some of it is still newer and easily available. But sometimes some stuff has been put up like on YouTube and stuff like that, so you might be able to search for filk and find filk that has been posted by filkers themselves who actually own whose songs they are. So there's a lot of ways of getting involved, and again, I hope everybody will join us at 7 o'clock for the Filk Sing. It is one of our Consuit things. So if you are watching this and you haven't actually registered for Condor, please go to condor.org and actually register so you can get the links for our actual interactive stuff that's on Zoom, where you're allowed in. Panels, of course, are you can watch without registering. And the next coming up is an honoring of H. Paul Hansinger, who was one of our author guests for several years. We lost him this summer. And also there's, before the Filk at 6 o'clock, there is happy hour in Zoom, which is another one that is for everybody to join. If you've registered for Condor, then you can join us for the happy hour for an hour of just socialization with other attendees. This is our attempt to actually have some kind of, well, what we're missing, what we mostly come to conventions for, which is the interaction with other fans. And so please join us.
Also, right now, there is our Space Force USA going on over on our YouTube channel as well.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. My thing with Hansinger is actually after the Space Force USA. So yes, Space Force USA, which was a pre-recorded already. So that one is not live, but please do watch it. And I really hope you enjoy it. So thank you, Barry and Lee, for joining us there.
Let's mention the Consuite.
Uh-huh.
She did.
Or did you mention the
Happy
Consuite?
hour. Yes.
Happy hour. Okay, 6 p.m.
Yeah, happy hour is in the Consuite, and the Filk Sing is in the Consuite. Basically, that's how we named anything that was a Zoom event for everybody. They're all considered to be in the Consuite because obviously we don't have a real Consuite because we can't actually serve food through the computer. So we did call our interactive Zoom meetings Consuite to have that con feeling to things. So again, thank you everybody for joining us for Filk 101, and we hope to see you at the Filk Sing tonight.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.